Hey everybody, it's Beej. Before we get started with the episode today, I just wanted to give you a heads up on something that came up between the time we recorded and now. We at Geek Media are able to partner with PAX East to be able to give away up to 5 4-day passes for it. It's coming up March 26th through 29th in Boston, Massachusetts. And I've got a link in the description of this where you can enter to try to win one of those. We'll be doing this through this coming week, and if you're listening to this new, you'll be able to have an opportunity to enter this contest. Just follow the link in the description, and you'll be taken to the entry form. We will select the winners randomly, and then I'll collect your information and get it to PAX. They will then be in touch with you to finalize any kind of information that they need from you. But this is a really exciting opportunity. It's for a full 4-day pass to PAX, and we thought this was a too good of an opportunity to really give up. So hopefully, good luck to everybody, and we'll see you at PAX if we're able to go. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the show.
Welcome everyone to Dragon Quest FM, where we talk about and obsess over Dragon Quest. I'm Austin,
I'm BJ.
and this week it's kind of the second part. Last week we did like Dragon Quest in 2026, and so this episode is like the rest of everything else in 2026 that we're looking forward to. Now,
Right.
I will say that I'm sure I've forgotten something. Like I'm sure like in June, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm so excited for this game," and then I
Yep.
forgot to bring it up in this week's episode. But I tried really, really hard to list things I was excited for in 2026.
And here is where the podcast, those of you who are doing DQFM bingo, get to mark one of your cards, one of your spaces, because as we've thought about this and we've talked, I genuinely couldn't think of anything this year that I'm looking forward to. And that sounds so. No, hold on. That sounds really morbid and dark. It's like, oh, I can't think of anything. But this year, I actually don't know what all is coming out. And even looking at your list, I'm like, yeah, that I guess. There's not a whole lot of things that I am specifically like anxiously waiting for,
Hmm.
with the Supergirl movie being one of the few things I could actually think of.
Hmm.
But and yeah, so I'm interested to see if talking with you and me looking stuff up and things like that really spurs anything
Gets you
that I haven't
excited.
been able to conjure before. Because thinking through all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, I see some stuff on yours where, like, we were just talking like 10 minutes ago. It's like, I forgot about that game. Like, I forgot
Mhm.
about it even existing. And
What
so,
what he's talking about, by the way, is Marvel's Wolverine. Okay, I had this on my as something I was looking forward to this year because we knew it was coming out fall 2026. We were literally talking about it, and in the midst of me saying that that was on my list for today, Insomniac announced the release date for the game is September 15th,
yep,
and I just need everyone to know that I made that happen.
you did. You did, because I saw it on the list this morning and I was like, I'd forgotten that game existed. Like it had left my mind. So I do appreciate you manifesting
I
that
did. I manifested.
into real life.
Yeah, so for everybody that was waiting for a release date, you're welcome because I it was totally all just me.
Hmm.
But it was a weird coincidence because I was like
Yeah.
talking about it, and also like I brought it with you, and then over at work I was talking to someone else about it because I was talking about like I have subscriptions to like several different like comic book
Right.
series, and I was talking to him about I wanted to be the one to review Wolverine, and I was talking about
Okay.
how I like had read, I've read like all the Wolverine comics and like the yeah, Uncanny X-Men run,
Uh
and
huh.
we were just talking about comics. Absolute Batman, we started talking about that one, which is
Right.
fantastic, y'all. Absolute Batman is great. But anyway, we're just in like the midst of talking about that. I'm talking to you, and then all of a sudden it just gets announced. I was like, man, what are the chances that I'm talking about Marvel's Wolverine to two different people, and then all of a sudden it
At
gets
the same
announced?
time.
Like it's
Yep.
just wild. But anyway, but yeah, that one's on my list of something I'm getting excited about. But and you said you had forgotten it came out, but you're excited for it,
I'm
yes? Or did that
excited for
change?
it. Yeah,
Okay.
like just conjuring things that I was trying to think of that I was excited for this year. I was like, I don't think I'm excited for anything in 2026. It's just, but specifically, but yeah, I'm excited for Wolverine. I am a little hesitant on it though, because
Mm,
it's so violent.
hmm.
Like it is so over the top violent in the stuff that they've released from it so far that I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy it as much as Spider-Man because of that.
I hear you on that, but also like Wolverine comics are
Are
also
absurdly
very
violent.
violent. Yeah.
Like
And
the
so like I recently my kids are all into reading graphic novels
Mhm.
now. Like we go to the library and like all four of us, like me and my three girls, we all just like flock to the graphic novel section.
Awesome.
Um, and anyway, but I was really like I have like the Old Man Logan
Hmm.
graphic novel, one with
Yeah.
like Hawkeye, comes and takes him, and there's like the I was telling Naomi about like the Venom T-Rex
Yeah.
that's in that, and she was like, "Oh, that sounds cool." And I was like, "Yeah, you're probably old enough to read it." And then I was flipping through it and I was like, "No, not quite yet."
Nope. I was her age when I wanted to read Marvel Comics Presents Weapon X, the one where you finally got Wolverine's origin story.
Hmm.
And I had it. Like I had it, man. I had the TPB, the trade on the counter at the comic shop. I was finally getting it. And the comic guy, Mark McCaleb from Mark's Cards and Comics in Lawrence County, Tennessee, just
Yeah.
so you know who did
I,
this. And
yeah, over there by like Mar Avenue kind
of
of, right?
Lamar Avenue, yeah. So Mark,
Yeah.
who was a great guy by the way, who's run this comic shop forever, and like I adore Mark.
It's in
But
like the middle of like a suburb like neighborhood, just so
yeah,
you guys can all get the full picture. Like it's not like a city store. Like it's like you drive out to like a neighborhood.
yeah, it's in a neighborhood by the fairgrounds, and like you go into this like add on to his house. He was the only comic shop, and my mom was in there with me that day, and he showed her the pictures and said, "This one is way more violent than the other comics PJ's reading. I thought you should know about this." And he showed her the picture where Wolverine put his fist up to somebody's head, like right here, and slowly extended his claws into their brain, and my mom never let me get that comic. As and for some reason, however it worked out, like I'm 43 years old and I still
Mhm.
don't own that comic. Like somehow I never got the physical version of that comic to for myself. And so when I think of absurdly violent comics, which I know there are tons of, more like Sabretooth Wars, issue one got way more over the top than Weapon X did. But that's one of those comics that's still not in my collection that I didn't get to read because I was Naomi's age and somebody looked out for me and didn't want to warp my little brains.
I actually I am really split on this. Before we move on to the next thing we're excited about, I'm really split on this because growing up, like my mom specifically, like she just let me be exposed to whatever, like
Okay,
music, shows, all these things.
right.
And like she was pretty free with letting me like and now from the side of it, like sometimes I'll talk to my wife about it, and I'm like, maybe that's the reason why I'm so messed up about X. Or like maybe that's why, like, I'm so weird about
Right.
Y. But like overall, I feel like it was really like I feel like it was all good for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, I watched this when I was like Naomi's age, and it's like R-rated bloody horror movie, and
Yeah.
Grace is like, no, we can't let Naomi watch that, and or like music or whatever, and so like I'm very torn on it because
Yeah.
like part of me is like, yeah, my kids are too young for this, but then part of me was like, well, my mom let me, and like I
Right.
was fine, like I actually think it made me more of a mellow kid because
Mm.
like you get to a certain age when you're a kid and like everybody is, like cussing and talking about all these things
Yeah.
because they're cool, you know?
They've been newly
And I
exposed
just,
to
and I
them
felt
and
like I'd been like exposed to that kind of stuff already. And so I was like, generally, especially for a kid, like did not really have much of a potty mouth or anything like that. Cause I was just like,
right.
by the time a lot of my friends were like just figuring out what these words meant, it was like old news to me, and I was like, oh, that was so second grade.
Yeah. So I can understand that. I mean, I see how it would be a weird thing to have to enforce with that kind of mindset as well.
And so I'm much more lenient, especially like video games and
Right.
stuff. That if it just doesn't have like straight up blatant like nude, like sex scenes in it, like
Yeah.
I'm pretty much okay generally with my kids being in the room. There's some like horror games, like I was trying to beat
Yep.
Village before Resident Evil Requiem came out,
Yeah.
where like there's stuff like that I know is gonna like keep them up at night.
Right.
And I'm like, maybe they can handle it, but also like I don't want to be up for like 3 hours, tonight because
Yeah.
I gave them nightmares. So I just, play it on the safe side. But yeah, so another one that's on my list, I don't know if it would be on yours, was Monster Hunter Stories 3, which as actually was originally the first one on my list because it comes out in like 2 weeks.
Oh, really? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
And
Like,
like
these are great games, but I've
they're
never
really good.
gotten into them.
My um my my kids love it. Okay,
Right.
like they were obsessed with the second one on Switch. They still play it very often. Recently, there was like a bundle for one and two on the
Mm.
PS5 that was like on sale that I bought for them, and they've been playing it a ton. They adore two specifically. They're really excited for three. They love, in terms of like monster catching stuff, they like Monster Hunter Stories 2 better than Pokemon. Like,
Really?
yeah, like
What is it about it that they like better than Pokemon? Like, because I
I,
know that like
I
y'all
think
are super
they,
into Pokemon as a family.
I think they like the number one, it has voice acting, which I think
Mm.
helps. Like
Right.
having like Navaroo, the cat, he does a thing where he's like, I go nuts for donuts. And like if you want to hear my kids cackle, like
Say go nuts for donuts.
anytime we go get donuts, I say that now, and they just like think it's the best thing in the world because of Navaroo.
I'm
And
totally doing that the next time we get donuts together.
but like the combat, the way you're like breaking the monster parts and doing things like they just I don't know,
Yeah.
they like it and they know more about Monster Hunter now than I do. Like they know all of the like hard to pronounce
Oh,
little
wow.
stuff. I wish I could show you Naomi and Rowan printed off. They made their own Monsterpedia and it's like they printed off. They found like transparent PNGs and stuff and then
Wow.
drew some of it and then on the back they put photos like selfies of their face taken with the webcam and it was like about the authors and they had written them little
Wow.
bios of themselves. They're 8 and 9, by the way, I should
Mhm.
say. But anyway, so it wasn't like the fanciest looking stuff, but it was like really impressive.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool that you guys made that. They were like showing it to me, and I was just like so excited to flip through it with them. So when three comes out, like that's when it's been on our radar, and I enjoy those games. And so, but I know specifically that my kids are just gonna like that's gonna
Right.
be all I hear about for probably the rest of the year, assuming that three is anywhere nearly as good as the second one. And I mean, it looks really
Right.
good. So, I expect it to be good.
I didn't know it was out this soon. Like I knew it was coming out sometime. I knew that it was in development, but I didn't realize it was at the end stage of development here where it's done and ready to release.
Yeah. And so when the second one first came out, I think Naomi was like 5 or 6 at the
Mm.
time. And I had like, so she was at that age where she was like starting to play video games more.
Yep.
And I think she remembers it so fondly because Stories 2 was like the first game that she and I really played a lot together.
Yeah,
Because
I
of the
remember
turn-based
that.
combat and stuff, I would let her. And there was one night specifically that I remember I like put my Switch away. I couldn't beat a boss. I put the Switch
Yep.
away, went to bed, and then like the next night or whenever I was getting ready to play it, and I was like past that part of the story, and I
Right.
was like, wait, what happened? And I asked her, I was like, hey, did you play this? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, did you beat that boss? She was like, yeah.
I
And so
remember
she
that.
like actually beat a boss that I couldn't. And funny story though, I shared that like on like social media,
Uh-huh.
because I thought it was cool at the time. And somebody put it on the That Happened Reddit because they didn't believe me. So somewhere
Really?
somewhere on that Reddit is that story, but it's 100% true, I swear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that's I did not know that. I'm gonna have to go look for that post now.
Yeah.
But I remember you telling me about that, how you woke up and was like,
It
further.
it really happened. Yeah. She really
Like,
did it, but somewhere, I mean, this has been like years and years and
yeah,
years
this was
now.
a long time ago.
You'll
This
have
was
to
when it was
you,
new.
you'll have to I don't know. I imagine that Reddit is pretty active, so you'll have to
Oh,
dig
I'm
pretty
sure I'll have
deep.
to search and see if
I
I
think it
can
was
get
like
my keywords.
2021 maybe.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I appeared on the That
that
Happened Reddit
that
because of this. But it really
pretty
did
amazing.
happen. It really did happen. Like
And those are good games. Like if I've never beaten any of them, but I've played them.
Hmm.
and where it was they both came, well, the first one came out and I didn't know about it, and the second one came out and I downloaded the demo and played it and
Hmm.
loved it. And there was something that kept me at the time from getting the full version of it, even though it was a fantastic game. And I've just never gone back and played through them. And
Hmm.
they're some of the best like RPGs that like, I don't want to say they're indie RPGs because they're like Activision games, so they're not indie, but they're like small time, small dev team,
Like
like
single
low,
A or double
yeah,
A
single
games.
A games that are way better in my opinion than like most triple A titles. Like
Hmm.
they're very good, and where I'm glad it exists. I'm glad it's coming out this year, and I will eventually get to playing it whenever I have those oodles of time, amounts of time that I need for it.
What about Lego Batman? That's one that was also on my list that I thought you would be excited for.
100% forgot about it existing. I did not even like, I had to think real hard when I saw Lego Batman on your list. I was like,
Hmm.
but Lego Batman's really old. Like I had that on Wii, and
I'm
like
talking
I
like
completely
Legacy of the
forgot.
Dark Knight.
Like I totally 100% forgot that this game existed. Like was even
Hmm.
remotely coming out, much less this year. Like I
To
had no idea it was coming out this year.
to be fair, of everything that I have on my list, that's probably the least. That's probably the like least one I'm excited for. And the only
Yeah,
reason for that is because right now I love Lego games. I love
yeah, they're great.
Batman, but like right now, the idea of like an open world game just in general, I'm just kind of like, right now. And also, it's a
Yeah,
Lego game, and so I'm like, I'm cool with not spending $70 at launch and getting this when it's $10 2 years
yeah,
from now.
right. Yeah.
Like I really want to play it. I'm really excited for it, and I think it looks really, really good. But also, I know how cheap Lego games can get,
Yep.
and I'm like, that's not one that I have to play day one.
I've
But I am
only
very
ever
excited for it.
played two Lego games day one at full price. Jennifer got The Incredibles when it
Hmm.
came out new because she's such an Incredibles fan, and I got the Skywalker Saga day one full
Hmm.
price on the Switch. And The Incredibles was worth the money. The Skywalker Saga was not at the time. I don't know if they fixed it or haven't gone back to it, because
I
I know that like you went back to it and played it and really loved it, but I
Yeah.
haven't touched it since. But I know at the time I felt like it wasn't worth the day one price.
Yeah, I got it. So I had it on Switch through work when it was first
Mm-hmm.
out and bounced pretty hard off of it
Yeah,
after initially playing it. Number one was it just didn't run well on Switch, I felt like.
yeah.
And then about 3 months ago, I bought it for like $8 on the PlayStation Store and played it
Yeah,
on PS4.
yeah.
Got really obsessed with it. I played through it because I was trying to platinum it. I played through it and I did the original trilogy, then the
Mm-hmm.
prequel trilogy, and then started with the sequel trilogy. And I got somewhere through Force Awakens, and then haven't
Mm,
been back to it yet because I got distracted with Dragon Quest VII Reimagined.
yeah.
Um, and it was really good, but also it was like DQ7 Reimagined. I started playing it, and then also I loved the Force Awakens Lego game. Like that is,
So good.
other than Lord of the Rings, that one's probably my favorite Lego video game. And so, but it was like, and it's different levels and everything, but still, it was kind of like a Lego game that I'd played before, you know?
Yeah.
And and also I'm just not as fond, I think, of the sequel trilogy as I am like the original or prequels. And so like I don't know, I just I'm gonna go back to it eventually
Yeah,
because
eventually.
I did enjoy it a lot more trying it now than I did when I played it at
Mm.
launch. Um, and then let's see here. Something not video game related that I thought you'd probably be excited for is the third Talisman book by Stephen King. There are other worlds than these
Yeah, you told me
that
about
comes
that
out.
recently, and I was really surprised that I'd not heard anything at all about it. Like
No, like it was
that,
just announced when
was
I
it just
shared that with you.
announced? Okay, I knew
Like
you were talking to me about it. I didn't realize it had just been announced
like
at
they
that
just
point.
announced it and that was like sent out through his like official newsletter
Mm,
and like I immediately took a screenshot and sent it to you.
like I'm excited for that one. I have to read the first two Talisman books though, the Talisman
Hmm.
and Black House. That I've only ever started. I guess it's the Talisman first.
The Talisman is pretty rough. I think I told you this already, but it is on if you have like Spotify Premium,
Mm.
it's a free audiobook on there. I don't
Apparently, I don't have the audiobook subscription. We talked about this the other day. Apparently, you have to have it as an add-on because we have whatever Spotify Premium is. We don't have Audiobooks Plus on there to be
hmm,
able to get them. So, because I tried to get a couple of audiobooks for a drive recently,
mhm.
I wasn't able to get them. So,
Hmm.
y'all may be paying 10 extra bucks a month for that.
I pay nothing
Oh yeah,
because
because you use all of the trials.
I wait till I get free offers. Yeah, and then I bounce between like iTunes and Spotify. We had a whole conversation about this at our D&D group Friday night for people listening that are like, did
They're
I
like,
miss this
what?
conversation somewhere? But yeah, so I think listening to the audiobook could help. It's very all over the place.
Mm,
The Talisman in where Jack Sawyer, the protagonist, is constantly
right,
going like between the territories, which, mid-world
right.
territories, and like back into the real world. It's kind of sort of like a road trip book too, but it takes a painfully long time for the story to really get going good.
Yeah,
And then I don't know if it's because it's a co-written
yeah,
novel, if it's just like the two authors tried to cram too many ideas into it,
possibly.
because or what the problem is, but it's not the best book in the world, but it's good.
Yeah,
Um, Black House is better. It's the first bit of it is like a serial killer
yeah,
novel, and it's pretty engaging, and then it turns into kind of like like the Crimson King and stuff like that from the Dark
yeah.
Tower universe. Like all that stuff gets introduced in it, and so if you love the Dark Tower series like we do, like it really it grabs you really quickly after that. And this one I'm really excited about because it's supposed to, in the Talisman books, which I would be fine. I'm just kind of that doesn't do it for me necessarily, but it's
Hmm.
also supposed to put an end to like mid-world and Dark Tower stuff. It has like the roses. There
Yeah,
are other worlds than these is like a really famous quote from Jake from the very
yeah. Like
first like
that's the
Dark Tower
quote
book.
from it.
Yeah, and so like I'm excited. I know a few episodes back I was complaining about how recent Stephen King books are not very good, haven't been very
Right.
good. I'm a little nervous because I'd read a while back that he said he was going to write two more novels and then retire. And
Okay.
one was going to finish up the Talisman Dark Tower stuff, and then one was going to be another Holly book. And I was kind of like, oh,
Oh.
I was like, bruh, Holly book again. But I really expected him to end with the Dark Tower, and so I'm a little so the fact that it's not another Holly book and then the Dark Tower, I'm kind of like, huh. Like it just seemed like if you're really gonna retire, like capstone it with Dark Tower stuff.
Right. But maybe
Um,
he just really loves Holly. Like I said, I still haven't read any of those, but
he
I know
he
hearing
he
from him.
does, and she's a good character, but it's also just like she's just run her course. It's like she's been in like six books. It's like he's constantly putting her in everything at this point, and it's like maybe just like move on here a little bit.
Right.
It's kind of like, whenever he was trying to finish the Dark Tower books all those years ago, and like then but everything he wrote around the time had like little Dark Tower
Yep.
references into it, where it was just kind of like, all right, man, like this is cool,
Yeah.
but
That's what he's got on his mind. So that's what he's
like
writing.
like let's do some other
Yeah.
things. So I'm excited for it. For people who haven't
Yeah.
read it, if you've played Nino Kuni, the first Nino Kuni book, it's literally the Talisman. Okay, like the plot is the like every like it's almost entirely the same. Okay, the plots of both the book and Nino Kuni, are like this boy, and he goes on this adventure to another world to save his mom. Okay. The concept, they call them twinners in the talisman, but the concept that you have a twin in this world and in the next world, that's also in Nino Kuni, where you're having to match up the twins and all that, that's straight from the talisman. Like, there's like so many. I wrote an article like years ago talking about all the parallels between the talisman and
Right.
Nino
Huh.
Kuni. But so like if you played Nino Kuni Wrath of the White Witch and haven't read the Talisman book, like Nino Kuni just straight up ripped off the Talisman. Like just straight up, like just
Yeah.
blatantly took like everything from it and was like, we're turning this into a video game. Um
Which
and
worked.
I which worked. Yeah, I mean it's a wonderful game, it's a beautiful game, but it is just the Talisman.
I mean, and in terms of books, there is one that I'd thought of that I really am looking forward to this year, and it's Dungeon Crawler Carl 8. It comes out in May, I think,
Freaking
and I'm
Dungeon
really
Crawler
excited.
Carl.
I'm so excited that that there's another one. I haven't subscribed to Patreon or anything to read this one early, so I'm excited for the
Which
actual release of it.
honestly, I'm so surprised at that you
I did it for
haven't.
book seven. I read book seven early by subscribing to Patreon as it was being released as a serial. And but I done eight. I got to reread the series because it's been a couple of years since I've read the series before that one. But I am excited for the Dungeon Crawler Carl eighth book to come out. And Jennifer, who my wife, is working at a new company called the Library Speakers Consortium.
Mhm.
And I always get tongue tied when I say it, Library Speakers Consortium, and they're doing a talk with Matt Denneman in June after right
Mhm.
after it's released, which where they get a speaker and then they basically work as a coordinator for like all these different libraries out there and provide a live stream and set it up a service for all these different libraries. So there's going to be a live chat, a live webinar, basically like going on where you can talk back and forth, ask questions, and he's going to give a talk. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to get in and see if I can. I don't even have any questions for the guy. I just want to watch the. I don't even go out and like look for interviews or anything like that he's done before. I'm like, if my wife is going to help facilitate one of these author talks from him and do it, it's like I'm going to do that whenever it's live. So
Yeah,
so I'm
that's pretty cool.
excited for that. I'm looking forward to that this year and being able to buy you the other Dungeon Crawler Carl books for in paperback for now that they're out for Christmas and your birthday this year. That's all I'm going to get you
They're
from now
just
on.
not for me. I'm sorry.
Hey, you said that you liked it well enough to finish it and that you might read book two sometime, is what you told me.
Right, but then like a year passed and I have not read book two, and I don't think I'm going to go back to it.
Yeah, but
I
if I
did
get you
like
book two, you'll feel bad because I spent money on it and I'm broke. And then you'll be like, I got to read this book.
That's true. I did not feel bad enough to get through the other book you
Which
got me.
the
Was
blind
it
knife, I think blinding knife, the
the
Brent
Black
Weeks book,
Prism?
Black
Yeah,
Prism.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, which amazes me because I love those books.
It
Like
was so it was so painfully like traditional fan. It didn't do anything
it
new. It
is.
was
Like
it
that's
and it's like the two viewpoint characters feel the same, and they're both just dudes. And there's like
there's a reason
I
for
did
that
not
though.
find. I know it's like father son or whatever, but
It's
like
not.
that's what the back of the book says. Um,
Uh-uh.
well, either way, I was
Oh
super
wait, wait,
not
wait, wait. I
interested
know
in
the
it.
POV thing you're talking about. I was thinking of something different. I was thinking of a different
Okay.
story aspect. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, he's the
Mhm.
bastard son of.
Yeah, and then there was like one random chapter that I think was like the king's brother, that's like locked away in a dungeon or something,
Yeah,
and it was just like, but it was like basically the book starts off. There's three POV characters. They're all male characters who just kind of feel sorry for themselves, and I was like, and I'm just like, like I need a little, and it was so painfully traditional, like
I
young
mean
boy
it
in a
is.
small town, and like his friends get murdered, and he sets off on an adventure, and I was
He
just
is
like,
fat
oh my
though.
gosh, yeah,
Like he is fat, so there is that.
yeah, I don't know, it was not for me. I did give up on that one pretty quickly, but the thing is that one was like a 700-page book.
Right.
And I read like 60 to 100 pages in it, and I was like, I'm
Which I
bouncing.
mean is enough to know whether it's going to be a fit for you or not, honestly. But which does still make me sad because I really do love those books, and I haven't read them in probably since like 2018, 2019, which is the last time I reread them. So I mean, it's been a while, and my taste may have changed to the point where I'm like, oh wow, this is just traditional fantasy at this point. So since it's been a while, but I know in my 30s I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I didn't like that one as much. Um, but yeah, see, but look at that. We did find something you're excited about. Dungeon
We
Crawler
did,
Carl, Book
and
8. What's it called? Because I feel like they all have absurd
I
titles.
have no idea.
Okay.
I honestly can't keep up. I don't as much as I've read the series once and I really enjoyed it, and I haven't reread it. But as much as I do, I cannot remember the name of the book. I think this one may be like the Inevitable Ruin or something like that.
Oh,
Uh,
that sounds like a very like just like normal sounding
yeah,
fantasy
like I
book.
don't think this one was anything ridiculous like the Eye of the Bedlam Bride or whatever one of them was or something like that.
They
But
usually kind of have like sillier
yeah,
titles.
I
I don't
think
know. That just
this one
sounds
may
like
be the Inevitable Ruin. This one is kind of toned down from some of them, but
I
it's
gotcha. Um,
I'm also looking forward to the Dragonbane game that's coming out. There's like
mhm,
six Dragonbane books coming out, the
mhm.
RPG.
The one that
Uh,
you worked on,
the
or
one
a
that I
different
worked on, yeah, the one that
one?
actually even more so than that in 2026. The stuff I worked on is coming out for the Dragonbane RPG, the Northern Beast Kickstarter. So I'll have the hardcover, not hardcover, the hard
Hmm.
copy adventures I did for them with all the miniatures and stuff soon. But there's a couple of hardbacks that are coming out for like a book of magic with like demonology spells and dragon magic and stuff, and
Hmm.
then one that's like a setting book like for a city that's coming out. And then
Hmm.
on Kickstarter right now there's 4 books for basically an all new setting called Trudvang, and that they're working on using the same system but is completely self-contained without worrying about the stuff that's come out before. And so I'm really excited for that to come out. Like at least the beta versions of it should be out by the end of the year. So I'm excited for that to come out this year too, because it's definitely my favorite RPG. Like the more I've played it and other games, I really like Starfinder and Pathfinder. Oh, Starfinder! I have to tell you one thing I am looking forward to. Um,
We found some stuff.
we did. So I got so as much as I love those games and play them,
Hmm.
I think I like running Dragonbane and Daggerheart better than I like running the really rules crunchy, rules heavy games like Starfinder and Pathfinder. Like
Hmm.
playing them is different, but I think actually running them, being the
Running.
one who's like rules educator, I don't think is something I want to really go back to for a while. But speaking of Starfinder, at Gen Con last year, Jenny Jablonski said that they were making a book, that the next adventure book that they're working on hasn't been announced yet, but that she has done everything she can to make it Bucky's in space. That's like a haunted space gas station
Yeah. Okay. I
that
started to
she's
say like the gas station.
yeah, like the gas station Bucky's, but where you go through and there's like all these ridiculous mascots and things like that about this chain. And she specifically said that she was working on making it Bucky's in space. And I don't like Bucky's, and Jennifer absolutely despises Bucky's. Like it makes
Why?
her feel like to her core that she is somewhere she doesn't belong, and like she hates it. Like you need to talk to
Why?
her sometime about this on just how much she hates Bucky's as a concept, not like an actual physical store. She doesn't hate the physical stores of them. We'll go in, go to the bathroom, all this. But she's like, I hate this as a brand and concept that they do. I feel it's wrong according to her. Like it makes her feel that she's out of place.
That's
And
so weird. As someone who, has really long road trips traveling between
mm,
Florida and Tennessee all the time, those things are like a godsend. They have good food, they have clean bathrooms. They're
oh
like
yeah,
they're
not
big, so you have time to just like run, you can like walk around, stretch your legs. They feel
she
safe. They're
she hates the
clean.
decor. She hates the stuff they sell. She hates
Damn.
the cult of personality for the mascot. She hates that everything is named after Bucky, like beaver nuggets and things like that. It's just something that's so funny to get her on
Damn.
tangent of why she doesn't like Bucky's, which we'll have to do now. That I thought you knew about that.
I think
And
I think if you guys drove longer road trips
oh,
that
we
you would
stop there
appreciate it
almost
more.
every time we go to a long thing. Like, don't get me wrong, we stop there. We appreciate it physically for what it is, conceptually, like spiritually,
But
what
now you're
Bucky's
like bad
is.
mouthing it.
I'm not. I'm excited for Bucky's in space.
You just said you don't like it. You said you don't like it,
Like
and Jennifer hates it.
I'm indifferent toward it. Let me put it that way. I'm indifferent toward the ethereal concept of Bucky's, while she is adamantly against it and feels uncomfortable there, just wants to leave. Uh, but you see it as a much better place to stop when we're on our way than most other places. But yeah, Bucky's in space for Starfinder. That's what I'm looking forward to in 2026 is when we get I want to read the adventure that takes place in like a rundown, haunted, out of the way space Bucky's. So I
Yeah.
am excited for that to happen at some point this year.
So, all right, I know we're almost out of time, but you talking about Starfinder and everything, for whatever reason, it actually reminded me of something that's not on my list that
Okay.
I'm excited for this year. And that is the Masters of the Universe movie, because I think it could go either way. It could be terrible or it could be really good. It kind of gives me like the D&D movie vibes where like it
Mm,
looks a little sillier and everything. Um, I've always like even as an adult, like I love like just weird toys and
yeah.
everything. So like naturally, Master of the Universe toys like appealed to me. Um, but like I'm excited for it because I love those kind of I love weird toy stuff.
Uh-huh.
Um, like no joke, Small Soldiers is like one of my favorite movies of all time. Because what?
I hated it when I was growing up.
Oh no,
Like I
no, I love it. I don't know if you can see over there. I've got like Small Soldiers action figures right there, like on the
Is that
thing.
what that is?
There's Skeletor down there. There's some Dragon
Yep.
Quest stuff. Yeah, there's some small soldier stuff. I tried to collect them all but they've become kind of collectible because the
Mm.
toy line kind of flopped. So anybody listening, if you have small soldiers toys, I'm willing to pay for them. But yeah, I have a lot. When that movie came out, okay, I love Joe Dante as like one of my favorite movie directors of all time, and that's
Okay.
his film. But I saw it in theaters and I just loved it, especially the Gorgonites. They all looked weird and wacky and everything. We went to KB Toys and I bought up a couple of toys with my money. Bought it on VHS. Before it came out, I bought the soundtrack on CD for Small Soldiers. I still have it. The soundtrack is really good, y'all, for music preservation purposes too. They did this cool thing where they did remixes of like 70s and 80s songs with like rap bands that were popular in the 90s. So there's like, the song War, what is it good
Yeah.
for, right? They did like a remix with like Tom Morello from like um, Rage Against the Machine and like Bone Thugs and Harmony. They
Wow.
did one that's Another One Bites the Dust. That's like Wyclef Jean and Praz and Queen. Obviously, like they had two of the Fugees on there, and um, this was like the only way to get those songs is on that CD. I think now the Queen remix actually showed up on like their greatest hit collection that they
Oh
released
wow.
about 5, 6 years ago. But like just for music preservation, like all this stuff is on there. So I like bought the CD. When it came out on Blu-ray a few years back, bought the Blu-ray. Like I love Small Soldiers, and that was like inspired by Masters of the Universe.
Hmm.
Um, and so like since we're never gonna get a Small Soldiers 2,
No.
I'm excited for the Masters of the Universe movie. But yeah, I can't believe you don't like watch Small Soldiers
I
with
haven't
me.
seen
Okay,
I
come
haven't
down
have
and
not
watch it
seen
with.
it since it was new. Like I have not seen it since it was a new movie, and that was 30 years ago. So I've not seen it in a long time.
It something about it, like I don't know. I loved kind of the it was kind of like Gremlins with action figures, which I mean it's
Mm.
Joe Dante, so yeah, it makes sense. But like it was um like I don't know where like it had moments that felt a little scary at times, but like more than anything, it was just like the designs of all of the like creatures and just the weird stuff that it had going in it. Like I love weird looking toys. And
Wow.
yeah, and so I've tried really hard to complete my Small Soldiers collection, at least of the Gorgonites, over the years, over the last like probably 15 years, 20
Huh.
years. Um, and like some of them, like that I have, like the only way to get them, they were like in Burger King toys, right? Like Ocula, the
Yeah.
eye guy. Like they never made, to my knowledge, like a physical
Huh.
one of him, but I have like the like sticky, Burger King toy of it. Um, there's like Freakenstein, which is really hard to find complete, is the one that I really, really need to complete my collection. And it's like I don't want to shell out like $150 for him. So
Oh yeah.
if anybody has the Freakenstein figure that's like complete with like his red arm and everything, and like his feet, please let me know. Because seriously, I adore small soldiers. And
Wow.
like not a lot of stuff has survived the move. I've talked about, moving from like
Uh-huh.
house to house and stuff. And but yeah, those little, I've got some of them out right over there.
Wow. I did
Um,
not know that. You and I have been friends for a long time. We've known each
I
other
can't
for
believe
17 years,
I
and
can't
I've
believe you haven't noticed
never
them.
have not noticed small soldiers. No.
Yeah,
That's huh.
even if I don't have all of them out, usually Archer, it's kind of like Treebeard. Like Archer is at least out somewhere around my office.
I have never paid attention. Now, next time we come down, I'm gonna have to like go small soldiers hunting in your office and see stuff.
Yeah, but anyway, I could do a whole episode on small soldiers and like the cultural impact it's
Maybe
had
we
that people
have
just
to.
aren't even
Maybe
aware
I
of.
have to watch it and then
We
just
do a
sit back
small
and listen
soldiers
to a small
episode.
soldiers episode.
All right, we should do that. We should absolutely do that because I could talk about small soldiers for like weeks probably. Um, but anyway, all that's to say is I'm excited for the Masters of the Universe movie.
Hmm.
I uh I've been watching some of the old episodes with the kids a little bit and I don't know. I'm hopeful for the movie that it's not going to
Yeah,
be a complete train wreck. And if it is, honestly, I think I could enjoy it. I enjoyed the 80s movie, and it's kind of a train wreck.
it's a real train wreck. Yeah, so
But it's
I'm
got
excited to
charm.
see it too.
Yeah. We're totally out of time.
Yep.
But anyway, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. We may continue this discussion next week. Who knows? Let us know what you're excited about in 2026. You can talk to us on Blue Sky or Twitter at Dragon Quest FM and leave a comment on our YouTube or Spotify channels. If you want to talk to me, I'm at those places at Dragon Quest.
You can find me on Instagram, bjk.games, Twitter, bjkgames, yep, and Blue Sky, bjkgames.com. And we're also on Patreon at patreon.com/DragonQuestFM. Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.